New York Governor Eliot Spitzer's outrageous proposal to give driver's license away to illegal aliens is now dead. Governor Spitzer today announced he's dropping his proposal. The governor faced overwhelming opposition from his citizens, lawsuits, and defiance coming from state officials, county officials, and, of course, he created a lightning rod in national politics with his brilliant proposal. Rather than admit defeat, Spitzer today, in fact, shifted responsibility for the entire mess to the federal government and its failure to deal with this country's illegal immigration crisis, part of which is certainly true. Bill Tucker has our report.
New York Governor Eliot Spitzer sounded his retreat in Washington, D.C., surrounded by most of his state's Democrat delegation to Congress.
After serious deliberation and consultation with people I respect on all sides of this issue, I have concluded that New York State cannot successfully address this problem on its own. I am announcing today that I am withdrawing my proposal.
In the face of lawsuits, threats by the state legislature to refuse to fund the Department of Motor Vehicles, opposition from county DMV clerks, and plummeting poll numbers, he conceded.
It does not take a stethoscope to hear the pulse of New Yorkers on this topic.
It was a far cry from his earlier comments.
I don't make security decisions about the state of New York based on poll numbers. When I decide something's important for our security, I'll do it. There was no need, nor is there any need, to go to the legislature.
For now, the governor has retreated.
I am very pleased that the governor has stepped back and that he rescinded his plan. It's what we asked for since the day we heard about the plan, and we're thrilled that it's happened.
But in his retreat, Spitzer remained resolute that his plan is the right idea, just at the wrong time. His opponents, some within his own party, couldn't disagree more.
It's not the right thing to do then, it's not the right thing to do now, and it's not the right thing to do in the future.
For now, there is calm on the battlefield, but the fight is not over. And in retreating from his plan, Lou, the governor did not rescind his order ordering the removal of visa expiration dates from driver's licenses. This had been the practice up until September 24th. When asked why he had ordered the removal of those visa expiration dates, his staff replied, for them to be there, Lou, it's pejorative. That's their words, not mine. This battle is not dead. It's coming back.
No. As a matter of fact, in being, I think probably it's fair to say, a chief among his media critics on this plan, this governor is absolutely, apparently, intent on just flaunting the will of the people, exposing the state of New York and its citizens to extraordinary risks that are completely unnecessary. And if he does not back off of that decision as well, the man is just out of... I mean, his comment today that after serious deliberation and discussion with people he respects on the issue, you just have to wonder why in the world he didn't have a serious discussion, serious deliberation before making such a rash judgment. Bill Tucker, thank you very much. Well, many New York officials and lawmakers voiced strong opposition to the governor's plan. Three of those voices of reason and strong voices of opposition said so, in fact, on this broadcast, and we wanted to get their perspectives this evening. Joining me now, State Senator Marty Golden, Republican from Brooklyn, Rensselaer County Clerk Frank Marola, and coming back from the State Assembly, the Minority Leader there, James Tedesco. We thank you all for taking time to join us tonight. Let me begin with you, Senator Golden, your reaction to the governor's statements today.
Well, I'm glad to see that he's coming back to his senses, and I want to thank you, Lou, and I want to thank CNN for taking a significant role in getting this governor to understand that 75% of the people of this great state and this nation were against this wrong-headed policy. So if he wanted to check with anybody, he should have checked with the electorate across this state. And that's what he's failed to do. Yeah. He's failed to work with the legislature, and he's failed to work with the people that put him in office in the first place.
Assemblyman Tedesco, is this governor, is this issue now concluded in your judgment as a result of the action he took today?
Well, it concluded for a while, but the governor said today specifically. He thinks if the climate changes politically, he may roll back this misguided proposal. What he's suggesting, I think, is if his candidate for presidency, Hillary Clinton, in Congress stays with the Democrats, and the Senate stays with the Democrats at the federal level, he may roll this misguided proposal back. I think that's a terrible message to send from the Democratic Party. And Lou, I also have to congratulate you for your leadership, Frank Marola and our county clerks, but the people who really deserve the credit for this win here today is the 18.5 million people in New York State who sent a wonderful message to the governor and to the state legislature here and across this nation. They are the strongest and most powerful voices in this democracy. They stood up, they sent the letters, they sent the emails, they traveled to the Capitol to pick at this governor and challenge him on this, and they deserve the credit for this win to roll back this misguided policy to give illegal aliens driver's licenses.
Well, I know that Senator Bruno, Senator Golden, and you, Assemblyman, and Frank Marola, County Clerk in Rensselaer, and nearly every state official are delighted and gratified by this. When Frank Marola, you had the guts to take on the governor personally, as well as in your capacity as County Clerk. Your feelings tonight? Is there a sense of victory?
Well,
do you feel gratified?
With me, Lou, I think he still scares me. I really don't think it's public opinion. I think he was afraid to get into the court of law, because I think in the court of law we were going to win that case hands down. I mean, he was giving out driver's licenses. He's already done it. He gave out 23,000 driver's licenses to people that had the legal status may no longer be valid. And yet he's got them out there on an 8-year driver's license, yet they can't prove legal status. So I think he did something to break the law right there, and I think the law was the part that he was afraid to answer to.
And
Lou, Frank and I are a little out of breath because Frank and I are a little out of breath because we did about 4 or 5 victory laps around the Capitol building tonight, and every time we went by the second floor, we waved to the governor in the second floor window, and we think he gave us the victory sign. Well, it might not have been the victory sign, but we gave him a wave, and I think he understands from the people now that he has to listen to what they have to say, not use the skills of an attorney general, subpoenas, and be a prosecutor, but be a governor that listens to the people, the public, to the legislature, and works with them to develop a positive agenda for our state and for the people of New York State. So he's got that challenge before him right now.
Well, we thank you all for taking time to be here. State Senator Marty Golden, and Rensselaer County Clerk Frank Marola, and Assemblyman James Tedesco. Thank you very much. And the victory lap you take, I suspect will be transitory, but enjoy it while you can. That brings us to the subject of tonight's poll. Do you believe Governor Spitzer was responding and making his decision to Democratic Party pressure ahead of the Democratic presidential debates, or was he responding to the will of the people of New York, or perhaps even both? Democratic Party pressure, the will of the people of New York, or both? Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. We'll have the results coming up here in the broadcast later. Time now, let's take a look at some of your thoughts. John in Florida wrote in to say, Lou, congratulations to you and the folks who stopped the prince from New York. You know, Mrs. Dobbs would make a great first lady. Oh, man, that's just what she wanted to hear. And Gene in California, I guess Governor Spitzer had to learn the hard way. The will of the people is far more powerful than his arrogance. It certainly is, and we need to make certain that's the case in every state. Janice saying that you've proven that we, the people, do have a voice in stopping the political and economic destruction of America. And our next email, thanks to you and your show, Spitzer has finally answered to his bosses, New Yorkers, and the American people. Bob in Pennsylvania said, Lou, you did it. The prince backed down. I'm starting to understand how a populist movement starts. Thanks. Thank you. And let's hope this populist movement, this independent populist movement, has really, really begun in earnest. We'll have more of your thoughts here later in the broadcast. Each of you whose email is read here receives a copy of my new book, Independence Day, Awakening the American Spirit. Coming up next, states dealing with employers of illegal aliens. They are the principal part of this problem, folks. Some states, however, are backing down and giving business, big business, a free pass. New polls show a tightening in the Democratic race. Will Senator Clinton continue to suffer the Spitzer effect? We'll hear from the best political team on television here next. Stay with us, and we'll be back with more from Las Vegas, Nevada. Stay with us.